Happy Sunday and welcome to the Live Wanderers.
We are super pumped. This is the first time that we have hung out with y'all in the Airstream in a couple of weeks.
True.
So you will notice that our pets, Lois and Clark, have actually joined us.
Some cameos here.
Since y'all haven't seen them in a while, we felt like they were needing a little bit more love. So Daniel brought them in to hang out with us tonight.
That's true. Yeah. But before we get started, I can see Becky and Cassidy and Steve joining us.
Hey, y'all.
Let everybody know where you're joining us from tonight. And we've got a very fun thing planned. This is something we did about a year ago, and we had so much fun doing it that we decided to do a version
Do it again.
2.0, except with some surprises this time around. So
Truth. Welcome,
Yeah.
Eric, KK, Jonathan, Becky, wondering how the baby is doing. Baby is doing so well. So
yeah.
it's hard to tell with me sitting down. I guess I can stand up a little bit.
Oh, there you go. I mean, we are close.
This is a serious bump.
We are getting real close now.
Yep.
It's
So I am at 33 weeks in a couple of days now, which is wonderful. We're feeling so blessed. No luck on my placenta previa. It's still in the way. But baby Fernandez is growing great and is healthy, and that's the most important thing. We're so lucky in that case.
oh gosh, absolutely. Chuck, you're joining us from Sarasota, and Brian from the Canadian Mountain Home in Mountain Home ID. Okay, gotcha. Steve, where's Magnum PIG? Okay, that's really funny.
Come inside.
Magnum PIG, just for you guys that don't know,
allowed.
is it's a peg that we keep on the cap, the end of our sewer where it connects to the sewer pipe, and Magnum PIG keeps it like in place. So
he's dirty.
Magnum PIG makes some cameos in videos, but in terms of like picking him up and bringing him inside, he's an outdoor pet. So yeah,
Yes.
That's pretty much where he stays.
Absolutely. Good question. Bass asks how you're feeling.
Man, I mean, there was a period where I felt like I was knocking on death's door. I lost 10 pounds in a week. I had some like funky undiagnosed virus for a week. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And gosh, I mean,
Thankfully,
I
you're
lost,
doing a lot better now.
doing a lot better now.
How are you feeling about the fact that we're going to have a
maybe
mini-human to care for in the next 5 to 6 weeks?
And maybe that was the context of that question. How am I feeling?
Hey,
nervous, excited, terrified. I mean, I guess they say everything changes when you're like holding that little baby in your hands, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like Lauren is experiencing like everything, and then for me, I think a lot more will happen once it's out.
You're getting to feel a lot of baby Fernandez kicking and rolling around, which baby Fernandez is very, very active and has been so much fun.
Just been laying around kicking it, literally just like trying to like kick its way like food out. Feels like most days.
I would agree with that statement.
Yeah. Oh, Paul, you just unhooked the trailer. You couldn't miss us.
Oh, nice.
So definitely.
How's y'all's campsite?
That's true. Yep. And
we're going to be
life,
asking some
right?
questions about the way you guys prefer your campsites tonight for RV life that I'm so interested to hear the answers for.
That's so true. Mr. Nault joining us from Canada, from Quebec. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Bass, Becky, Steve. What else we got here? Scroll down here. Mr. Chalker, thank you so much, sir. It's always good to hear from you. Javi, what's up, friend? Javi's joining us on Facebook.
Love it.
Yeah. Let's see. He's writing Lois and Clark out of his will. Nice. Parrotheads 21 says, you'd think we're having a boy. That is, so if you don't know already, we have no idea what we're going to have. We're keeping it a surprise.
From ourselves, too.
There are a lot of guesses on the family side.
I feel like it's like 50-50.
It's been 50-50. 50% say boys, 50% say girls. You just saw our belly, so take a guess.
Yeah, real.
And you're going to know soon enough.
Eric asks a very appropriate question to that conversation. Yeah. Are we planning on sticking with the RV and raising our little human there? Yes, that is our game plan. So Daniel and I have this life philosophy that anytime you make some big change, so in this particular instance, it's obviously our little human, that we stick with whatever we're doing with that big change for like 6 months.
That's true.
And this rule has been a game changer for us because sometimes the reality of big changes is that the initial shock of them can make
Makes
other
you do some
things
crazy things
in your
Yeah.
life suck. And we know having a baby is always complicated. But we know we love our RV life. So we're going to give it at least a minimum of 6 months. But we really think that we'll continue.
I mean,
even past that.
We do everything possible to make our lives as efficient as possible with Airstream, and we've done the same with Baby. Now, how planned and efficient we're going to be once it actually shows up, it could literally like poop all over our plans, like quite literally. Yeah. So I mean, we just don't know, and I think there's going to be a huge learning curve. Yeah.
Oh,
huge.
but speaking of pooping all over our plans, y'all. So my best friends from Nashville threw us a baby shower last weekend, which was so much fun. It was beautiful. It was so much fun to celebrate baby Fernandez. But one of the things that they did is they got Daniel on video in advance and asked him questions about baby related things. And one of the things that they asked him is how much 200 diapers cost and how long they last. Are you willing to tell them what your answer was?
I mean, it's kind of embarrassing.
That's why I'm bringing it up.
just thought in this day and age, like diapers would be so cheap because they're just like mass produced and you have to process down so efficiently that they shouldn't really cost much, like towelettes or something at this point. But I was wrong, apparently.
So what was your answer?
Less. The answer was less than they actually cost.
No, that's not good enough. This is so great. So Daniel said on the video that he thought 200 diapers would be $20 and that they would last 3 months.
They should cost like 10 cents a piece.
He should have known better that they would not last 3 months from our conversations we've had with y'all.
They should literally cost like 10 cents a piece.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, I think the fact that they cost as much as they do is highway robbery anyways, especially for something apparently they should go through like 100 times a day. I mean, that is crazy.
Michael and Leanna, it's so nice for y'all to join us. Thanks for coming to hang out.
My best friend Trey, I have known Trey. He's joining us on Facebook since we were 2 years old. So I'm not gonna do the math for you, but it's been a while. And Trey is guessing it's a girl. Definitely. Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh, Javi asks a good question.
Yeah.
Any names picked out of either gender?
No comment.
So we heard from other parents that when people ask you about the name, the reality is that like no one's ever going to like the names that you've picked.
Sure.
So Daniel has been very hesitant to share names.
We've gotten away from all of the common names. So guaranteed these names that we picked out are not in any top, really even 200 list.
No, Daniel won't let it be on even the top 200.
It can't even be in the top 200. So man.
But I've tried to explain to him like what's on the top 200 this year could be like totally different than what's on it next year. So you could just get screwed, but he feels really passionate.
That's true. And apparently the Kaylee from Facebook, $20, bless your heart. Totally get that. Yeah, Steve, diesel isn't $1.99 a gallon anymore. Oh, seriously, it is not.
So we should have known better,
I know.
right?
I've literally got some modifications in the works to try to increase gas mileage as much as possible.
Look what Mitchell said.
Yeah.
3 months or 200 diapers. You can do them inside out.
You can't. Yeah. I mean, but you should.
Yeah.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Not a thing. Javi, that was a good one. So Gertrude, any of the names that sounded like something like in my grandmother's generation was just out for us.
But he has been using them like
I do when I tease family members. Totally. Let's see. Paige, are we at a KOA? Absolutely, we are at a KOA, and we're in St. Pete. Are we still on track with a due date? Kelly asked. And
Kaylee.
Yeah.
So we're still on track with the due date. We haven't been told how much baby Fernandez weighs recently. It feels like 10 pounds already. According to 33 weeks, we're only at like 5 pounds.
Yeah.
But we have another ultrasound, not this coming week, but the next. So we're hoping to get a measurement to see what we're looking like.
That's
from
true.
That perspective.
And Kaylee, we had a similar measurement where the baby was a lot bigger than it's supposed to be at this point.
It's been about a half a pound heavier.
Or maybe even a pound. It was
that never happened.
No? Okay.
I would remember that immensely.
We have some big babies. I mean, what can I say? What can I say?
We'll see. It's a thing.
Yeah.
But Paige asks, are we at a KOA? Yes, we are at a KOA. We are in St. Pete and really enjoying being near our friends and family that are out here. Park Ride is really great. And we're going to talk a little bit about amenities. Did I already mention that?
Yeah.
Because we're going to talk about what y'all's favorite amenities are for Campground.
Fun stuff tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is the this or that night. And honestly, we're picking your brain. This is why we've mixed up the this or that challenge a little bit. Because there are some questions that we personally want to know because maybe we're making some decisions. And that's what we've worked into the equation.
In case you guys haven't come and hung out with us before to play around of the this or that game, basically the concept is very, very simple. We're going to talk about all things that are RV life. And we're going to consider like basically option A, option B. We'll tell you on our cool fancy little whiteboards what we're gonna pick, and we want y'all in the comments to share what you specifically would or how you specifically would answer the question.
That's right. Tonight is 100% interactive. We are so interested in your responses. Yeah, and honestly,
that makes it just as like that makes it fun.
It makes it so much fun. Honestly, we don't even know what our answers are going to be, but we can probably figure out. I can probably guess. I think most of your answers, but we'll see. We'll see. There's probably a couple surprises here, right? So this is the this or that
challenge. And Trey told Tiffany we said hi to.
Definitely. Victoria's joining us as well.
And
we're on Facebook.
Javi asked, how about
Lanyul? That's funny.
This brings up a really good point. Two things. First, I come from a family of 3 girls. We are Lauren, Leah, and Leslie, and we're all in alphabetical according to age. So I really wanted to do the L name train.
Sure.
And Daniel's like,
no. Yeah. No. Definitely not. Definitely not.
So that's not a thing. And then also we've been trying to pick names that are spelled phonetically correctly. Because in hobby, like, you know, in our real lives, we do a lot of like branding and all that good stuff. And one critical key that we always tell everyone with branding, which is pretty much relevant to names too, that if you can't pronounce it, you're like causing
you don't want to make it difficult for the child
everyone.
Right out of the gate.
No.
I mean, literally, like you can spell Lauren 10 different ways, and we just don't want to do that.
I mean, Lauren is pretty normal.
I've seen Loren. I've seen
the perfect example of this on the branding side is when Daniel and I first launched our company. We named our company Symphony, but we spelled it Symphony Symphoni because at that time it was like everything that was digital and cool was like an iPhone, an iPod, an iPad, like all the i things. And then when the company started taking off and doing well, and I was doing radio shows and TV interviews and those kinds of things, people would call it Symphony.
Yeah.
And I wanted to die. So we don't want to do that to our child.
Yeah. Victoria's chiming in with Victoria, obviously, or Victor. Yeah. No bias there at all. Mr. Nault is saying a combination of Daniel and Lauren, Darren. Oh, Darren or Darren. There you go. And Hobby's saying he named his daughter Monica for that exact reason.
That's a good one.
Amen to that. And I think, let's see. Oh, Michael, that's a very good question. You said you're resting your belly and okay, your wife could only sleep the last month resting your belly on your back. She did that one night, and I could feel like the baby kicking. I didn't tell you that, but
no, you did tell me that. You were like, I can't do this.
Yeah, it just feels weird. It feels a little weird getting kicked in the back. It made it really hard to sleep. I was up late. And Eric Johnson, you asked about 1,000 Trails. We may or may not have a question about that in tonight's challenge.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. To give you an answer to your question.
Well, we're gonna get to it.
Oh, okay. You want to just get it started?
Ahead.
Okay. I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, you want to? Yeah. Too many. Yeah, we gotta. Foreshadowing is okay, but.
Okay, we won't ruin it. We'll go ahead and get started with our this or that challenge.
We got Natalie joining us.
Oh, hey,
Natalie. Again, the idea here is that you will comment with your answers, and we're just as interested in your answers as much as ours. So, first question.
Oh, hold on. Elizabeth asked one really good question before we dive in. Latest craving. Apparently this is really gross, but it's not. It's amazing.
It's not.
I have fallen in love. You know those flat pretzels that you can get at the grocery store that are so yummy?
Yeah, and maybe good with hummus and things like that.
Yeah, they're often eaten with hummus or well, I am currently obsessed with eating them with organic strawberries cut up kind of like salsa. So you dip the strawberry, or you dip the pretzel in the strawberries?
No, you just literally just make like a pretzel sandwich with strawberries.
Well, I don't really put two on top of each other. I use them like you dip it.
How you dip it? They're just half strawberries.
Yeah, but they're really good.
It's not.
So I've been trying to talk Daniel into trying this because I think it's totally normal. They make strawberry salsa.
Strawberries are delicious. Pretzels are delicious. Pretzels and strawberries together, it is not like peanut butter and jelly. That marriage was never meant to happen. They should get divorced real fast.
I thought that Daniel was just kind of being a little over the top and silly about it. Yeah. And then I did let one of my girlfriends try it on Friday this past week, and she said it was disgusting.
What are your thoughts? Do you think pretzels with strawberries are delicious?
If you haven't tried it, you should. They're yummy.
Do you think pretzels with strawberry are delicious, or is that like totally out? We're going to talk about the other cravings.
That's not even
that's not even one of the questions. Yeah.
Pretzels with strawberries or pretzels and strawberries on its own? That's a this or that question.
No. That's not a this or it's
Kaylee says she would eat it, but she's pregnant.
Kaylee's pregnant. Exactly.
It's amazing, Kaylee.
Pregnant women
absolutely
don't get a vote in this scenario because y'all eat some weird stuff sometimes, you know?
This is true.
This is where the pickles and chocolate scenarios come into play.
You've been eating pickles and chocolate.
I have not. I would totally do that. And maybe that's gross, but I would totally eat that. Okay. So first question is, we want to know from you, would you rather be at a campground or do some boondocking? And if you don't know what boondocking is, that means you're off-grid with no water, sewer, or electric hookups.
You know, you forgot.
What?
To get us something to erase.
Oh, yeah. I'll let you marinate on that.
Okay. So, would you prefer campgrounds or boondocking? And I see we have some votes for these. Strawberries could totally be a thing.
Nope. There was Denise would eat strawberries and chocolate. Okay, so campgrounds. PJ, you changed your name. Okay, make today count. Okay, I love that. Okay, got it. I was wondering. Make today count is PJ. Got it. Banked. I banked that.
Okay.
Campgrounds.
Okay.
A lot of campgrounds. Cassidy's saying boondocking. So we literally have one boondocking, and Brian's willing to try boondocking.
Alyssa says boondocking once we practiced it several times. It definitely takes practice. That's so real. I know that my answer is different this time than it was last time. Chuck says campground with strawberries and pretzels. Chuck, you're the best. Thank you.
Okay. So we've got a lot of campgrounds here and only a few. Yeah, like you said, Alyssa, once you've practiced it several times, we've practiced it several times. Eric is definitely saying boondocking in all caps. He's screaming it from the mountaintops because he's boondocking. He has to scream it.
That makes
from
sense.
The mountaintops. Okay. So what's your answer?
Okay. I'm saying campground, but only because baby is on the way.
And I am saying baby equals campground. No baby equals boondocking.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I think we're too scared to boondock. I mean, like, we're pretty proficient boondockers. Yeah. Our Airstream does a pretty good job, like full week boondocking. We're very, very passionate about boondocking only being appropriate in good weather.
That's true.
But we're way too scared to try to do boondocking with water reserves being a thing.
That's so true.
With a baby.
That's so true.
So that's a thing.
And Trey from Facebook, you're saying Tokyo Baby 26.2 mile marathon.
That's definitely on Daniel's list of things to do. Maybe
the second one will come and run a Tokyo marathon because this baby has already run the New York City marathon.
That's true. I think Tin Twinkle has a really good point. Campground where you're not on top of your neighbors, is that a thing?
Amen. Typically when you get out west, honestly.
Yeah, we haven't had a whole lot of campgrounds recently. Or that we weren't on top of our neighbors. Although this one isn't that bad. And, so that's a win.
And speaking of getting out west, which do you prefer? Do you prefer camping on the East Coast or the West Coast? Let's hear your answers, people.
We're specifically talking RV camping, though.
RV camping. Yeah. Would you rather RV
important.
Camp on the East Coast or the West Coast?
I guess you could say in between. We're being a little hateful to like the Midwest and stuff.
We are. Yeah.
Daniel wrote this question, not me.
I did write this.
Make today count says, how about mooch docking?
Mooch docking is always acceptable.
Is pretty legit as well.
Yeah, and free. So I mean, you can't beat mooch docking. You're just mooching off of friends and family.
Okay, Eric says West Coast 1,000%.
Or
Victoria
10,000.
says, or 10,000%. Cassidy says West Coast. Victoria East. No dress rehearsal.
Woo!
Coast.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's East Coast.
We're
Paul says Southwest in the mountains. Renata West Coast. Natalie West Coast. Alyssa West.
Yep.
Mitchell says, although I prefer the East Coast, I prefer RVing the West Coast. Totally.
Javi, I'm going to take that as the West Coast.
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
Yep. So it sounds like overwhelmingly people, bam, West. I voted West.
I voted West too. And here's my biggest reason. I might reconsider if we were just talking about travel in general, but driving up the East Coast with an RV is hard and stressful.
I just want to say this is the best comment ever. My brother, Daniel Jefferson, the most beautiful hair on the internet. I mean, it's...
He definitely believes that. It's getting a lot better. Like, so he's working on growing out the sides so that it'll all be eventually long. But that's the thing. I will note though that even though we said West, our entire plan for the next
year, well, the rest of the remainder of the year,
is East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be tackling some of that really nasty driving.
And Terrapins, you did West Coast last year, doing the middle of the country this year. There definitely is some really, really cool places.
Oh, yeah.
West Texas kicked our butt. Those winds were crazy.
Ooh,
it got a little windy out there. So, yeah.
I feel like even this year, our friends who have been traveling in Texas, like,
got hit with snow.
They've had crazy weather too.
I know.
I mean, not as crazy as the Texas freeze, but still crazy enough.
Yeah. And this is a really good question that may change because of maybe some prices right now. Do you prefer gas or diesel? You prefer gas or diesel? I guess like that's a yeah. Should apply that. Yeah, I guess vehicles, or if your vehicle could take either gas or diesel, which would you pick?
Okay, this is really embarrassing.
Yep. There we go. Gas, diesel, gas. Definitely. Diesel. I tow with gas. That's yes. PJ chiming in with that's personal.
It does feel personal.
Brian, diesel, well, the prices are terrible. We've seen prices. I'm not sure what diesel is in your area, but right now here it's ranging from $4.99 to $5.50-ish. Yeah, so $5 to $5.50-ish a gallon here.
It's less than ideal.
Electric. Trey is saying electric. That is a great answer. You can't tow anything with it right now, but definitely that would be pretty cool.
Okay, ready?
Yep. Peanut oil. I like that. Peanut oil. Gas prices, diesel for towing. Oh, there. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, prices for
yeah. So we just need like
prices, diesel for towing.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. So if we had they have dual fuel generators, we just need like a dual fuel truck.
Yeah, about that.
When you're not towing, you just use gas.
If we weren't towing, I probably wouldn't do gas either. I would really be interested in getting an electric car. We originally test drove the Tesla SUV, and that thing is dope. So if we weren't towing and I was looking for a mommy vehicle, I'd probably be interested.
Speaking of electric and speaking of Elon Musk, guess who's been on a waiting list for something for 2 years and just got a notification 2 days ago? Us, and we're getting some Starlink up in here.
It gets here Friday.
Bam! We're gonna have Starlink soon, so there's definitely gonna be a video on that where we literally have Verizon and AT&T. So I think it would be appropriate to do a Verizon, AT&T, and Starlink comparison. Oh, that would be amazing. That would be cool.
Daniel was
so
like,
that's coming. Super pumped about that.
I wish I could have I should have gotten it on video when Daniel found out that we got the email that we were officially
from
getting
Starlink.
the invite from
2
Starlink.
years on the waiting list. February of 2020 is when I was added to the list.
When you put it on there.
Yeah.
Y'all, I thought that something like a miracle had happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had no
2
idea
years.
what it was going to be, but I thought it was going to be a miracle. So he's really, really excited about Starlink.
Yeah. And they literally, when they let you know, you have 2 days to confirm your order. Otherwise, you lose your spot. Nobody tells you that. So you Starlinkers out there on the waiting list, just like
watch that email.
Because if you miss it for 2 days, you lose your spot. So That is not good. Eric's saying Starlink is incredible. If you have it, give us some feedback on that because we're totally curious. Starlink 3 times faster and more or more. Yeah, that's exactly what we've heard.
That'll be super fun.
Okay, so here's the next question. Would you rather go to tourist spots or hidden gems?
I feel like this is a very difficult question.
It's difficult because if you're traveling the country for the first time, you may want to like visit some of those like iconic places, but yet we're always about wandering local. So we try to highlight all of the best local hot spots as well. So that's a good one.
Trey says hidden.
Yep. So Trey would go to the hidden gems,
Brian
not the tourist
hidden.
spots. Tourist spots, first time RVs. That totally get that too. This is a really tough one.
We've talked about this recently that like we love finding the hidden gem campgrounds. They're getting harder and harder to find.
It's true.
And harder to book.
Yeah.
But hidden gem campgrounds are.
And Eric is non-committal. He's just saying both. And that's a good answer. Yeah. So, but I choose
to do everything.
Yeah, the best part is when you go to those iconic places for the very first time, you have a shared experience with other people that you meet that have been to those same places. So like when you go, like for instance, we didn't go to the Eiffel Tower, but we've been to other iconic places like the Coliseum, for instance. And it's really cool when you can go somewhere and you can say, I've been there, and then other people are like, oh yeah, I've also been to the Coliseum and this was my experience, and you have like a shared experience there. So whereas with the hidden gems, maybe not so much, but then again, the hidden gems are like gifts to other travelers, right? And friends. You're like, listen,
we were just telling some of our other Airstream friends yesterday. We went to dinner with them, and we were telling them about Joshua Tree and how much we love Joshua Tree and the campground that we stayed at there. Yeah, because it was a hidden gem campground. If you're planning on going to Joshua Tree anytime soon, Joshua Tree, it's just
South California.
Yeah. What do you remember what the name of the campground is?
I don't, but they have
but it's attached to the Joshua Tree Music Festival.
That's right. There's a venue. Yep.
So cool.
That was in our top 10 campgrounds.
Yeah.
So we made a top 10 campgrounds in the US video. Check it out. We've got footage. And honestly, just check it out because we added a list of our top 10 campgrounds.
Yep. Real.
And there are some pretty epic ones there. Yeah. So it looks like, let's see. Yes, Hidden Gems is pretty much the winner there.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Nice. Here we go. Okay, so the next question is, this is a really good one. So you're picking out campgrounds. Do you pick out campgrounds? Would you rather pick out a campground that has a larger spot for your RV or more amenities? Which would you pick? Do you want the larger spot or do you want the amenities? Larger spot or amenities? And there goes Brazen Brits chiming in. What's up, buddy?
Hey, guys.
Hello, friends.
Larger spots or amenities?
Ooh.
That's definitely a thing. Okay, what do y'all think? RV Wannabe says larger spots. Chuck says larger spots. Tara Penn says larger spots. Christopher says larger spots with considerate neighbors.
Hey,
that's always
that
a
is
thing.
a good caveat. That is a good caveat.
Okay, I don't think anybody is saying amenities.
No one is saying amenities.
No one votes amenities.
My goodness.
Holy moly!
Everybody just wants some space. Bam, we agree.
Yeah, totally.
Larger spots.
Yeah.
And dog fence, please. That's a good one.
We always we've been laughing about the fact that of course,
larger
this
spots.
is jumping a little bit ahead because we're going to talk about if you'd rather travel with pets or without pets.
Oh, yeah.
But we love the fact that some people actually have the little fences so that their dogs can run out and play. It's so convenient.
It's true.
But we've been wondering if does anybody do that for kids?
A fence for your kids? I mean,
could we do that for baby Fernandez? Would that be so weird?
I don't know. I mean, it keeps them from running out on the road, I guess,
that would be a good thing. Thankfully, we won't have to decide that for a while.
So this is one that's a personal question because it's something that we've been weighing, and I think we're weighing in one particular direction. So I want to hear what you're going to say. So if you have a truck and you travel with things, this is especially important for full-timers.
I think most people will have a truck and travel with things. Continue.
Would you rather have a tonneau cover, which is like it goes over the bed? Sometimes they're like retractable, sometimes they like fold. Would you rather have a tonneau cover or a cap? So tonneau cover that goes over the bed of the truck.
That's what we have now.
That's what we have now. So which would you rather have?
Oh, Victoria, they don't call them fences. What do they call them then?
Kennels? You can't put babies in kennels. What are you talking about? Like for the outdoor area? Oh.
We all know you can't put a baby in a kennel, Daniel.
You can't legally. You can't legally put one in a kennel.
Okay. Okay.
They arrest you for things like that.
Cassidy says cover. RV1 says
baby
cab.
gates.
Baby gates.
Of course.
They're outdoor baby gates. That makes perfect sense.
How do we not know they make baby gates?
Okay. 10 Cabin Adventures says tonneau for sure. Caps. Eek.
Yeah.
I want to know why. I want to know more about the eek part.
I know.
Michael says virus or no cover for me. Terravind says don't like caps, limits vision. That's probably a real thing.
I know, especially when they
Brazen Brit says they don't have a cover. We have a cover, but think we prefer a cab. Yeah, that's kind of part of the conversation we're having.
I know.
And Natalie says, please do not tell people you would put your baby in a kennel.
We would not do that.
That is bad. Can you believe you would even make a joke about that?
I know. I would never. It's illegal.
Okay,
no.
cover with lock. Ours has a lock. We love
it.
That
Does
feature.
the cover with a lock? It retracts and it's metal too, so that's pretty cool. I actually love our cover. I love our cover, but like many of you have said, and yes, there are pros and cons. And I'm just gonna throw out the caveat that I'm looking for the coolest one on the market, which there's not a lot on the market, but cap. Yeah, so we're capped on space right now. Airstreams don't have a ton of storage, as you may or may not know.
Well,
it's like the big Class A's. Yeah, you've got strollers and all kinds of stuff that literally we're running out of room.
Electric bikes, which we really love. So we have the electric bikes.
Yeah.
They're so cool. They're way too heavy for real bike racks, which is lame. But they do fold up. And we have other friends who have them and they store them just in like regular bins. So if we have a cap, then we can store those, fold those up and store those when we travel. And we'll have room for the stroller.
Yes.
But I mean, I don't know where we would put the stroller
maybe
when
like
we
a
travel
cap with a slide
without
up.
it.
Cap with a slide up.
Thing.
Yeah. And the e-bikes are, like Brazen Brits, like the e-bikes are heavy. So when you have the cover, you have to like lay them down on their side and they get damaged. We found out the hard way when they're kind of sliding around in there, even though I try to brace them. But so you typically have to travel with the cover open and then you just put the bikes in there and they're just standing up when you travel.
Yeah.
The problem is, as soon as you park, you have to pull them out and lock them up. So
that's the thing.
That's where we're at with that.
So stay tuned. We don't have one yet.
That's
but
right.
It looks like it's going to be something in our near future.
That's right. And back to an earlier question about this specific thing, 1,000 Trails membership, yes or no? And I don't really even, honestly, because we don't have 1,000 Trails, this is an honest question we're asking. 1,000 Trails membership. Do you want one or not? Yeah, I don't really even know how to describe 1,000 Trails. It's a membership.
Yeah, it's a membership that you can purchase and you can stay at the 1,000 Trails campgrounds.
Yeah.
And 1,000 Trails has dedicated RV spots. So one of the big benefits of it is that I think you're almost always able to get a spot at a campground. And in this day and age, that is a real thing. So that's the benefit of 1,000 Trails. Some of the like negatives that we've heard, I'm sure you guys can give it, those of y'all who actually have 1,000 Trails memberships. Some of the things that we've heard is that like the campgrounds are typically pretty cookie cutter. Sometimes they don't have spots available. We've heard that the one in Orlando is insane in the summer.
RV Wannabe says yes. If full timer, yes. Cassidy's saying no. Ken and Gwen are saying no. Don't know. Don't have it either. Renata.
Okay.
So yeah, this is literally like a question we're interested in. Mitchell, you're saying undecided. I hear too many places are not up to date. Yeah, so like we've been on the fence about it. Jeff joining us from Facebook. Hello, friends. Yeah.
I think the Brazen Brits comment's really good. Highlight that one real quick. Said, ooh, good one. Depends on what you want to do. Not a lot of spots in mid-America. We had a Florida zone pass before we lived here, and that was great, but we canceled it when we moved. That makes sense.
Okay.
So, like, with Thousand Trails, you can get them in, like, you don't have to get, like, the whole country. You get it in, like, zones for where you usually travel.
Okay. Okay, so Michael's saying getting reservations at Thousand Trails, not a guarantee.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Paige, you're saying you're at the same KOA. That's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Come over this week and say hi.
So no dress rehearsal. So not only are they not guaranteed, but not all spots have full hookups. Okay, that's really interesting.
And not all spots have hookups. Okay.
And also, is my understanding correct with 1,000 Trails that once you pay the membership, like it includes your camp spots at the 1,000 Trails? Like you don't have, are there any like upsells to it, or
like
is it
tiers, you're saying?
all inclusive? Like I'm not really sure how that part of it works.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, the next question is my absolute favorite.
Oh, well, you didn't answer. Are we saying we don't know?
I'm saying we don't know. Yeah, so I don't.
Well, obviously, we're currently a no because we haven't ever invested.
We're a no. Yeah, so that's true. So for 1,000 Trails, we're in the like Brian never tried it.
Yeah.
Category. That was literally selfishly we put that in there as a question that we wanted answered because we weren't sure.
Well, Eric says it makes a lot of sense if you full time.
Yeah.
So I've heard that you can really save money doing it that way if you are full timing.
Yeah. And we got a friend from Iran. That is awesome. That is awesome. Okay.
Eric says there are definitely tiers. This is the reason, Michael, that we haven't done it. The levels are way too complicated.
I haven't even looked at it.
I have looked into it, and it's been like one of those things that it felt like I needed to do a crap ton of research to figure out if it made sense or not. And we don't have time for that. So we just continued to do things the way we've been doing it. We may be able to like save a lot of money doing it, but we haven't.
Yeah, sales is you have 3 packages. The middle package is the one you want everybody to pick. I mean, isn't that like sales 101, right?
Yeah, it's definitely complicated. I agree with that. Okay, what's the next question?
The next question is a big one here, and there's probably gonna be a lot of variances in the answer. Do you prefer coffee or coffee? I'm just joking. Coffee or tea? I would say coffee or coffee, but I just gave them my answer.
You're such a dork. How does that even?
Do you prefer coffee or tea
in RV life, or like in life in general?
Well, I think that if you're a coffee drinker or tea drinker, if you you're typically doing it on a regular. Like you're typically, if you're in coffee, you're doing it like probably every day, right? It's not like once in a while I have coffee. It's typically like I need it to function, you know. And I think maybe for some people, tea is the same way. So, are you like a coffee or tea drinker, or neither?
You're a dork. Okay.
And I love it. Coffee with coffee. So you're coffee hands down, tea on occasion after 6 p.m. Christopher, I'm 100% with you. I do the same thing, typically like a mint non-caffeinated tea.
Yeah, we drink mint tea at night almost every night.
Yeah, because you don't want to be like all wired at night trying to go to bed. So totally get it.
Yeah, that's real.
And maybe coffee like once in the morning, once in like later morning. There's after the coffee is the after coffee, you know, for some of us.
I'm a tea drinker. I actually don't drink coffee at all.
Yeah.
But I'm super obsessed with matcha lattes.
That's true.
Which is something that has been, I've been obsessed with them for a long time. But Daniel has his fancy milk frother here in the Airstream. And so I started making matcha lattes here, and it's like something that brings me a lot of joy every day.
That's very, very true. Matt, coffee. I know that because we work together 100% afternoon tea. I typically don't see after work, but that makes sense. Oh man, got rid of your coffee machine for a more travel-friendly French press.
Oh yeah,
that's a great idea, Alyssa. I have a stovetop, a mocha pot. So I use my mocha pot, and then the frother is kind of like a bonus. But if we're boondocking, I can still make coffee with a propane. Bonus. Yeah, because we have a propane stove. Well, and then I grind my coffee. I have a hand grinder in case, again, we have no power.
Daniel can't function without fancy coffee.
That's true. I have to grind the beans every morning.
It's real.
I'm bougie. Yeah, what can I say? Lattes. Everybody want to be lattes. That's exactly how it goes down here.
That's our house.
So the next question is, would you rather stay at a state park or national park? remember how I answered this last year. I'm trying to think of how I would answer it this year. We've seen so much more than last year. State
That's
park
true.
or national park?
This one's easy to me. Okay, we want y'all's answers too. State park, national park.
Would you rather stay at a state park or a national park? That's pros and cons. Pros and cons. Yeah.
RV wannabe depends on the park. Totally get that.
That's true.
Terrapin says not the park. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Sally is saying state park. I vote both. I refuse to choose. Yeah, PJ's is like
That's fair.
non-committal. Yeah, just going for both. National parks, CA state parks are the bomb, though. That is 100% true.
We've experienced that for sure.
Yeah, and we stayed in a state park in New Mexico. Oliver Lee Memorial State Park. That was
one of our favorite parks of all times. Okay, so
yeah.
I'm with Eric. He says probably a state park. National parks are being overrun. That is exactly why I said state parks.
Yeah, I know, and that goes with my answer. National,
if you can get in.
I mean, because that's
yeah,
honestly
that's
the
a
truth,
real
right?
thing.
Like national would be amazing, but we don't have the foresight to book anything like 6 months to a year out like that.
Well,
so
we're having to do more of that. I mean,
hey, that's a question for later.
Oh, okay.
Don't give it away.
Okay. I won't give it away. Apparently, I'm like on a roll of giving things away.
Cassidy National, Cascades, or Glacier.
Oh, we can't wait to go to Glacier. That's so high on my list. We haven't been there yet. Like, not with the Airstream, not with like ever.
Yeah, and Mackinac Island State Park, of course. That is such an amazing. We want to go back there one time in the winter.
Yeah,
again.
definitely.
I guess that's what everybody said.
Maybe not with the Airstream.
Now with the Airstream. Yeah, and just what do you like? Ride I don't know much about snow environments. So snowmobile. I grew up in Florida. I don't know what they're called.
Well, we had never seen a sign for like watch out for snowmobiles until we were in Michigan.
I've never, it's as crazy as it sounds. Well, one, I've never been on a snowmobile, but two, I can't really tell you if I've ever even seen one because I haven't really spent a lot of time in the snow.
I mean, you've seen them on YouTube.
I've seen,
but
seen how they look and everything. Okay, so here's the
Terrapin, amen to winter camping be insanity. We agree with that.
True.
Hardly.
Wear boots, tough it out. Nice. Matt, just came back from Maui. That is a great national park. Haleakala National Park is a great park if you've never been. I've been, haven't. That was years ago.
Okay.
Beach. Would you rather stay on a beach or in the mountains? So you've got on a beach or in the mountains. You're camping.
Yep.
Would you rather camp on the beach or in the mountains? What's your answer? You're cheating.
No, I am. I'm looking at yours. I want to see what y'all say too. I remember how I answered this one last year. I don't think it's changed.
So we've got beach, no question. Beach, mountains, beach. I live in the mountains. Beach with a mountain view. Okay, we did ask this question last year, and there were some funny answers like that. I remember that now. Mountains, beach wind is damaging the RV. There you go. Yeah, mountains since I live by the beach.
I'm so with you. Who said that? Mountains overlooking the beach. Yes, Chuck, you are my human.
Matt, mountains near a beach. Okay, like Hawaii, you're getting that?
Yeah, Hawaii, California.
Everybody's hacking this game. You're like,
those are the best.
You're like,
those are the best. Beaches with mountains in the background.
I love the answers are. Yeah, it's like
Eric says my heart says mountains, but my pale skin says beach. I feel you on that. Like I'm really now that we're back in Florida, I'm really trying to get a tan. I'm not being very successful on that. I'm hoping to work on that.
Tin Cabin Adventures, Maui. You can stay on a beach with where the background is a mountain view.
Oh, Paul says desert. That's like a big beach.
That's true.
You're missing the ocean though.
That's true.
Although I really love the desert too.
Yeah, and deserts. Totally. And you're talking to people, we've literally been in the Sahara Desert. So
did you show yours?
I did not. So okay. I chose mountains. Looks like a
looks like a bad
looks like an EKG. Yeah, that's terrible graph. Terrible graph. Yeah, I'm no artist. Doesn't. It's terrible. I say mountains because like somebody mentioned, I grew up near the beach. So we always went to the beach. Trey's probably still on here. We grew up together. We always went to the beach. So been there, done that. Mountains are all new to me, and I love mountains. Yeah. Okay. This is a personal question because I may or may not have been shopping and I'm super curious because I see both. So I want to know your honest answer. If you're looking to buy, like maybe I am, an outdoor fire pit, would you want propane or wood? Something that burns off of propane or wood? Do you like a propane fire pit or you like a wood fire pit?
That is a really good question.
Right? Because we see a lot of both lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. Solo. Oh, we have a Solo. We haven't used it.
I know. I was wondering why.
I know. I
saying that you're looking for one.
That's so true. I forgot.
One now. We got one for Christmas.
Well, okay. So let me just say that with the wood, certain campgrounds don't allow you to light a fire. Not light a fire. You can't have an.
Yeah, the last campground we were at, they did not allow you to have a fire.
Right. Right.
I mean.
So there was no. Was there propane? I think the propane was still allowed. Actually, I don't know. I think it was pretty much, wood, solo stove, boom. Yeah, the solo stove has literally been awesome.
Well, we've only got to use it a couple times.
But yet a lot of people have propane fire pits and absolutely love them. And our Airstream has an external hookup for the propane. So literally you can run a line from your propane tanks right to your, you don't have to worry about lighting a fire or anything. You're good to go at all times.
I can't believe you forgot.
Yeah, I know. I forgot that we haven't been able to use it much. We used it like a month, and then we had to put it away.
This is true. So if Daniel buys us a propane stove now,
I'm gonna fill that. I have to go wood. Yeah, because we own one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with what we have. So
so we got to use it after we got it for my parents got it for us for Christmas.
Yeah,
and we got to use it in Nashville for like a month. Or not even, maybe like a couple weeks. And then when we got down here to Tampa, we got to Campground that didn't have the ability to use or fire at all. And so we stored it at my dad's house. And now we need to bring it back because our current campground lets us have a fire.
I agree. And Sally loved the smell of burning wood, 100%. Brian, you're saying that you have both, and some parks obviously don't allow you to have wood fire pits. When they don't allow wood fire pits, do they still let you use propane fire pits, or is it just like all off?
Yeah, I don't know the answer for that is either.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Jeff, welcome, Jeff. So Jeff used propane because they didn't allow wood. Okay, so Camp Margaritaville, we were just at recently, and it sounds like you can use propane, but you cannot use wood.
And that's the Camp Margaritaville in Auburndale, Florida.
Got it.
Because there are a couple of them across the country now, and if you get the chance to go to a Camp Margaritaville, they're really cool. They have big, large sites. They do. At least the one we went to in Auburndale did, and it was really nice.
Yeah, it only been converted to a Margaritaville campground
like within the last year or something,
right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so here's the next question. A lot of solo stove comments here as well. David and Brenda, propane all the way. Traveling with pets. Yes or no? Is it better to travel with pets or without pets? I guess if you have a pet and you're saying it's better to travel without pets,
we've had
I guess you're kind of stuck.
Pets who said that they would think it would be easier without it.
That's true. Yeah. So traveling with pets or without pets is the question. And we've even seen like birds and snakes. And so like when I say pets, I mean, people travel with all kinds of pets when they're camping. It's not necessarily just, man, that's let's see. Yeah. Loaded question. They are a pain in the butt, but fun. Exactly. A lot. So we've got some cats. Yes. Bring the dog. No pets. Nope. Yeah. We've got a lot of nopes here. We've got a few yeses.
PJ said Jess makes it look so fun from Gone with the Snow Dogs. That is very true.
Jess does make it look fun. She travels with her 2 huskies. And
loaded question. They're a pain in the butt, but fun. I mean, that makes sense.
That is so true.
Some without. Chris says traveling with his cat. Totally agree. Totally get that. With pets. David and Brenda say, hopefully with. We just got 2 puppies. Yep. Hopefully with. That's the thing then.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, we would love to have a pet, but again, I think maybe it's just because of the baby thing. I'm
saying with it, but except Lois and Clark, because obviously we don't want to hurt their feelings. They're
literally right behind us with pets.
No, but
Definitely
I mean, like,
pets.
I think because of the way that we travel, sometimes we have to leave our Airstream, and we'll leave it in a campground or whatnot and fly to somewhere for work. And we would have absolutely no way to do that if we had a pet with us, like other than take the pet with us. And then you have to have a pet friendly hotel, and then that's a whole thing. And now we're going to have a baby. So that'd just be way too, that'd be a lot.
And honestly, it's all across the board here. You've got people that are like 100% pro pets and people that are just like 100% no pets.
I mean, I would really.
You're pro pets or no pets.
About 3 months ago, I was really trying to talk you into a puppy.
You were. I won that battle.
Yeah, you did.
I may have lost the war long term, but I definitely won that battle for sure.
We had a lot of really good feedback from y'all that persuaded me that we did not need to get a puppy on top of making a mini human.
That's right. So we've got Lois and Clark, and like Steve says, we've got Suey Pig, Magnum PIG representing, guarding. He's our outdoor pet, obviously. Yep. I mean, technically they're always outdoor pets, but Lois and Clark will come indoors occasionally. So they're like indoor outdoor pets.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the next question is, would you rather, and this is really interesting for all you travelers, I think this is really just a generalized question for people who travel. Would you rather travel in the morning or travel at night? Do you prefer to travel in the morning or do you prefer to travel at night?
I guess the median answer is you could travel in the middle of the day. But we feel like most people we talk to in RV life like are either serious about morning travel
or serious
about evening travel.
Yeah. Okay. So you rather travel in the morning or at night? What is your answer? Brian is saying late morning because he probably sleeps in.
Fair. That's totally fair.
Renata is saying daytime. Yeah. Morning, I never travel at night.
Morning.
Level of travel in the morning. It's pretty much across the board. Does anybody on here
travel at night?
Does anybody on here prefer to travel at night?
I do prefer to travel at night via airplane.
So airplane. That's a caveat here.
Yeah.
You're like hacking the game here, but totally.
I mean, I'm just saying. Late morning. Chris says night for me. Interstate highways preferred. Yep.
That's a good point, Chris, because if you're on long haul highway, I mean, there's nobody on the roads at night and you can just like no traffic in typical areas that have a lot of traffic. So we said morning. And the reason being that, well, I want to hear your answer, but my answer is that we typically get up a heck of a lot earlier than most people. So our morning typically starts very early and we're typically up before the traffic.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's probably an advantage.
I will also say that, especially because of RVs, if you don't RV a lot, you might not be aware of this, but most campgrounds have checkouts that are like 11 o'clock.
Right.
And so you kind of have to travel in the morning if that's the case.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing like a harvest host or boondocking or any of that kind of stuff.
That's true. And you know what, Jeff, the caveat is Atlanta. I think Atlanta is like everybody's caveat. If you're going through Atlanta, you just want to.
Nobody wants to go through Atlanta ever.
No one wants to go through Atlanta ever.
Or any kind of travel.
So like if you're going to go through Atlanta and everybody knows the traffic is horrendous.
Just bless you.
You just want to avoid it at all costs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to go to Atlanta.
You
bless your
like, I'd almost rather drive through a different state just to get around that traffic. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And Terrabend, that's a great point. You can actually hit an animal at night, and that would do some serious damage.
So sad.
That's a good point.
Obviously, visibility is harder at night.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Okay.
So
what's the next one?
Then this is going to be an easy answer for you Texas people, obviously, because there is a cult-like following.
Oh.
Do you prefer Buc-ee's or Love's? I guess you can't really call them gas stations, right? Convenience centers. I don't even know what you would call them because like they're just so much more than that. I mean, even the Loves have like Taco Bells and Subways and like you can buy like legit navigation systems and everything in them, you know? So like, do you prefer Buc-ee's or Loves? Whatever you call them. Whatever, they're in their own.
We look for both of them regularly.
We have not had Buc-ee's fudge and we've heard so much about it. Yeah, we've heard so much about it. We saw that on Karen Nate's video where they went to Buc-ee's and he actually got the Buc-ee's uniform, the costume, which
that was cute.
So jealous. I wish I had the Buc-ee's costume. So Chuck is saying loves, and a lot of people do. Jeff is going with Buc-ee's. Paul, you're going with Buc-ee's.
Okay.
So Buc-ee's.
The closest one, Mitchell.
The
That's
close-
really a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
point. We don't
That's
have
so true.
Buc-ee. Do we have Buc-ee's in Florida?
There's one coming in North Florida somewhere. I think there is one coming to Florida for sure. If it's not here already, I remember they were opening a Buc-ee's in Florida. I think they're probably expanding their footprints beyond.
Yeah, we've seen them throughout the country, but they're very like specific states. Obviously, Texas.
Yeah, and Buc-ee's in Texas only. That's a good point. I mean, they're like mega centers, and again, if people from Texas swear by it, that's how we learned about it. It's like a cult-like following.
Yeah,
everybody loves Buc-ee's.
Well, and I mean, loves for RVs.
Oh man, it's amazing.
Okay, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a hard question. If you're just talking regular like gas stations and not RV life, I'm definitely a Buc-ee's girl.
Yeah.
But Love's is so good. They always have dump stations and like.
Guess there's a hyphen there. So
there is. I cheated and looked at it on your thing because I couldn't spell it.
Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that only because.
Okay, Keith says there's one south of Jacksonville on 95. Or south of Jacksonville. 95,
I say Buc-ee's because they apparently have the cleanest gas stations in the country, and I'm also jealous that I did not get the Buc-ee's costume last time, so I'm definitely gonna have to add that. Yeah, I feel like I need the Buc-ee's costume. I know, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then you threw me off my game.
Okay. What's the next one? The next one is a campground amenities question. If your which would you prefer your campground to have? A pickleball court or shuffleboard?
Pickleball or shuffleboard. Now we have seen these all over the countries, and some campgrounds have both. So
that's true. But if you had to pick one. That's the name of the game.
You have to pick one. You have to pick pickleball or shuffleboard.
Pickleball or shuffleboard.
Which one is it going to be?
Did I embarrass you?
No, I don't know what's going on with me. Just off my game now.
Okay. We got a pickleball. We got a pickleball vote.
Pickleball or shuffleboard?
Brazen Brit says neither. Golf.
Okay, but I have not seen golf at. Well, I bet
We've seen mini golf. We have mini golf at our current campground.
True.
Does that count?
Mini golf is at a lot of campgrounds. That's a very, very good point. We have seen mini golf. Oh man, I mean, it's kind of a tough one. No, it's not. It's not. Definitely. Basketball hoop, pickleball, neither. Pickleball all the way. Play daily in Rancho Mirage for 4 days. Pickleball, we never tried it. Shuffleboard, Eric's saying shuffleboard. Cornhole, obviously, amazing.
We have cornhole here. Matt asked, do campsites have basketball courts? Some of them do.
Some.
Yeah, totally.
Rarely, but you definitely do see them because we've been to.
Our Camp Margaritaville one had one.
That's true. Cool. It had a really cool one, and but the caveat there is that we have been to over 150 campgrounds and we've only seen it like
once
3 times.
Twice. Yeah,
tops, right? Like it's not common. Okay, so
Mitchell says I don't know what pickleball is. I'll say shuffle. So
imagine a tennis court where you just stand on the inner side circles. It's like a smaller tennis court, except use like there. It's like
I think we started this wrong. I think it's like
we've never played, as you can tell. We've never played pickleball.
It's like ping pong, but like real life size. So it's like if you crossed ping pong and tennis, that's pickleball.
Ping pong and tennis, like a shorter court.
Yeah.
The paddles are, I'm not sure. They're smaller than a tennis racket. They're like racket sized.
I
don't know where I'm going with that, but basically, I'm gonna go with pickleball because I haven't tried it. Yeah.
So we have watched a lot of pickleball games, and that is where I am voting. They're really fun to watch. People
there you go.
Really get into it.
Yeah, Matt's saying badminton courts and ping pong paddles.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
there you go.
Michael is saying curling. That has been on my list for so long. I would love to try curling.
I have not seen a campground with a curling.
No, but they should have more. Maybe in Canada. Maybe in Canada they have curling.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like they should. Yeah, curling.
Okay, so yeah, Christopher says cross of ping pong, tennis, and badminton.
Okay.
So that's
yeah
with pickles.
It looks like so much fun, right? Like pickleball. Yeah. Jeff is saying family photo with the 3 of us in Buc-ee's onesies. That's what it is. It's a onesie. It's a Buc-ee onesie.
It's a Buc-ee onesie.
Oh man, I have got to get that. I'm literally just gonna walk around campgrounds with it just to see what people say.
It would elicit comments, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, Christopher. Yeah, you've got the pickleball at the international rally in Lebanon. That's right. That's right. And we meant to pick up some paddles after that, and we never did.
I thought you ordered them, and then they never came.
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we're getting through this list. I'm gonna try to speed up this a little bit. We don't have to get through the whole thing, but okay. So would you rather have a pull-through site or a back-end site? Meaning, are you gonna like back your RV into a spot, or do you want to just pull through? Like they have a spot, you literally just pull in, and all your hookups are there, and you're good to go. So would you rather have a back-end spot or a pull-through spot if you're going camping with your RV?
Okay. Thank you for explaining that, D.
Man, we've got some pull through. Madison Ballet. I can't argue with that. I have seen where the campgrounds will actually park it for you.
We actually
That's as close to campground.
Their thing.
It just happened here, didn't it?
Yeah, I saw that the other day.
The people
we
here
were really impressed.
Yeah, they backed it up for them, which was pretty impressive. When a campground's willing to back it up for you, I have to think they must have really high liability insurance because I would not want to deal with that.
Yeah,
man. Let's see here. Man, a lot of pull-throughs.
I'm really
Brazen
interested
Brits
in
is saying
why.
back in, and yeah, so the reason is why, obviously. Brazen Brits is saying back in 100%. It's almost all pull-throughs. More privacy in a back-end spot. David and Brenda prefer pull-through unless the back-end is nicer. Back-in, Cassie is saying back-in. That's exactly it.
Terrapins is backing in is always an adventure for me. That's legit.
Yeah. Okay, so you got a really long answer.
I know. I have thoughts.
Yeah, that wasn't
so first, pull through for overnight stays.
Okay, that's a good caveat.
Because if we're gonna be moving the next day, I want it to just be easy.
Yeah.
But then
that's a good point.
I feel like the back end spots always have better views. You don't ever have a pull through that's a waterfront.
No.
Like, because they're usually like
you're off
in
the water
little streets.
you can't pull into the lake.
Yeah,
so you're never gonna have a pull through that's like right in the lake.
Right.
That's a good point.
And I'm always looking for the water view.
Yeah, that's true. And Ken and Gwen are saying the exact same thing. Depends on the view. Yeah, if you have a view of the lake, you're gonna want to back in.
Well, you can't pull through.
I know. We have some friends that are buying the new Airstream with a hatch. And when they told us they're getting the hatch, I just imagined like backing up to a lake and just like flipping the hatch up.
Yeah.
Boom. Game changer. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. What's the next one?
The next question is...
I'm surprised at how many y'all put pull through.
I know.
I want to know why.
Back that thing up. Exactly. Gary looks good once you back that thing up.
Okay. What's the next one?
Off my game again. Michael threw me off my game here. I've got the song in my head.
Oh, you're singing. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Dude, with the singing note, Michael. Dang, it's in my head now. It's gonna be in my head all night. Okay, so I'll let you answer.
Let's see. So the next one is a question that I'm curious about.
It's true.
So travel day. You traveled for at least 3 or 4 hours. You got to get to the site, get all set up. Are you cooking in the RV or outside, or are you ordering out? Tell us what you're doing.
You've just traveled all day and you just got to your campground. Are you gonna get set up and cook? Or are you going out? What is the answer? I'm so curious. Cooking in, order out, cooking. There we go. Cooking or heating up leftovers. Jeff, that's a good point, because sometimes we do plan ahead and we do know that we're going to be traveling, so we bring leftovers, or we have leftovers that we know we can easily heat up.
No, that's a coincidence.
That is
plan ahead for that.
That's a
coincidence. We should plan ahead for that.
Yeah, Michael's saying sandwiches. So I mean, on travel days, that is yeah, glass of wine or a bottle. Depending on how the especially if you backed up and maybe you've had a difficult time backing up, that's when a glass becomes a bottle.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, or a beer becomes a 6-pack.
This is where I want to get my life to, RV wannabe. Prepare a meal in advance. for an easy meal in the trailer.
That's a good point.
That's pretty much what I wrote. Order out is reality, but I wish I would cook.
Yeah, I mean, Barbara is doing the same thing. I pre-cook ahead of travel. I mean, that is a great point.
That's what I need to do.
Cassie, that's another one we had. I mean, cooking outside for sure.
One of the things that I'm planning on doing this week. So Daniel and I took an entire week off of work this week, which is something we like absolutely never do.
Sure.
But there are realities of baby Fernanda showing up in the next 5 to 6 weeks that we need to take care of. So one of those things that we're going to be doing this week, and we're going to create a video about it because so many people ask me, is that I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of freezer food cooking in the Airstream. And people ask me all the time about how I cook in the Airstream. Because I think it's pretty normal to cook outside when you're RV lifing it, but especially because we're vegetarian and like there's a lot of prep associated with vegetarian vegan cooking. I'm gonna give you all the full 411 on how like I have my kitchen set up and how I prep and do all these kinds of things for cooking in the Airstream. It's gonna be really fun. I'm excited about it.
I agree. Matt's saying frozen pizza for the wind. Hank is saying cooking outside and barbecue. Oh, totally get it. So what is your answer?
Oh, I already shared it.
Oh, okay. I put not cooking and not going out. I put Uber Eats for the win.
Granted,
that is a new thing.
Not everywhere where camping has the ability to Uber Eats.
That is a new thing because I was just thinking, like, if we have baby, we're probably tired from driving, and then we're gonna get there. And typically, tired from baby too. Typically, we would go out, but I'm like, if we can Uber Eats, that's another option that. It is definitely not the cheapest option.
No. Uber Eats has gotten obnoxious.
It's so bad. And honestly, it's not good for the local businesses either. So if you can find a local business that offers delivery, you're putting so much more money in their pockets as opposed to going through Uber Eats.
Yeah, that's what we've been trying to do lately too.
Yeah. So if the local business offers direct delivery, do that. Or don't be lazy.
Yeah,
just get your butt in the car, go down and pick up the food. Especially if it's like 5 minutes away. Don't be lazy like us.
We're trying to get better about that.
Yeah, we're not doing well, but we should.
Okay, what's the next one?
It's an easy one. So would you rather go fishing or would you rather go hiking? So you've got the option, right? Dream spots, ideal location. It's what you've always envisioned. Are you going hiking or are you going fishing?
This one's really easy for me.
Yeah. This is a really good one. With a newborn, not going to want long day drives anymore. That's 100% true. It's going to be interesting. I mean, we're going to film like all of it. So you're going to see firsthand. We're going to be producing a ton more content.
Y'all might see us a little bit crazier than even normal.
You're going to see.
Which is kind of scary.
It's going to be, we're going to produce a ton of content. And you're going to see like the inner workings of this crazy life. With a newborn and how we navigate those waters and still travel.
Our next travel extravaganza. So baby Fernandez's due date is May 27th.
Yeah.
And our game plan is to leave from St. Pete by July 1st. And we are going to be traveling all the way up to Fryeburg, Maine for the Airstream International Rally.
Yes.
With a newborn. And that's
it's a long drive.
Florida
to Maine.
We're hoping to achieve that in about 3.5 weeks. So we just booked all of that travel so that we would make it easier and just have it done before baby Fernandez arrives.
Sure.
And I mean, I know what I was gonna say. In Mitchell, we decided that what we were gonna do is we weren't gonna travel more than 3 hours according to Google time or Google Maps time.
Well, that's technically it can be 4.
Right.
Yeah, so that'd be good.
And it could be longer with like feeding stops and all the other things that we don't even like know what to expect for yet.
Oh man!
So
we're gonna document this.
It's gonna be crazy.
In a perfect world, we're just gonna like seamlessly like throw a baby into a truck and drive across the entire country shortly after birth. Funny.
Hank says,
it should go swimmingly.
Hank says, buy fish at Costco, then go hiking.
That's totally true.
I'm with you.
Like hacking it. I put hiking.
We're not really big fishing people.
I love fishing. But I grew up fishing, didn't do a lot of hiking. So, that's why the hiking thing is just new. There's done a ton of fishing here growing up in Florida. You grew up in Florida, you're definitely going to do some fishing at some point.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one. Would you rather go camping alone or camping with friends?
This one's easy.
You have the opportunity to go camping alone or camping with friends. What would you rather do? I guess it depends on kind of your daily life too, because maybe if you're like living in New York and you see like everybody every day, you're like, I just want to get away from people. Conversely, you could be like, I don't really spend a lot of time with my friends, so I want to bring some friends.
We've got some pretty strong friends votes so far.
Yeah.
Jeff says camping with friends. Paul says camping and meeting new friends. Brazen Brits. Oof. Brazen Brits are like, we do not want to camp with you guys. We'll call you our friends, but we don't want to camp with you.
And Christopher is going from LA to Maine as well. Blaze a trail.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. We've never been to Maine. We're really excited about that. And it is coming up fast.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So what did you put?
Okay, I said camping with friends.
Yeah.
Although I can totally get down with Jessica Moore's answer. She says depends, but mostly with friends. We totally are with you on that. Like if we have been camping with friends for like a significant amount of time or camping close to family, like we enjoy a week where like after that you just decompress and don't talk to anybody.
That's so true. And this is the best answer ever. Camping next to y'all.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about.
Gotta make it happen.
That's right. We just have the one caveat. We're just waiting for baby. And then once we hit the road, we're going to start setting some of those meetups up because we want to meet you people in person.
Camping
we're so excited about that.
More fun than hanging out on YouTube.
Exactly.
Lives.
We love friends. Yeah. We want to shoot we want to shoot a live with you guys at the campground. And then for the people that can't make it, I mean, that would be just like one epic live event.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the next one? What number are you on? How many questions did you
think too many. Yeah. I don't think we're going to get to all of them. So we can do like, we can kind of cherry pick some of them. So why don't you cherry pick one of those?
Let's see. No, that's too difficult. Okay, so the next one that Daniel wrote down is for winter camping. Which would you prefer, Florida or Arizona? Florida?
Yeah, would you rather winter camp in Florida or Arizona? Let's see.
And to be fair, obviously there are other places where you can winter camp. But our original plan was to do it in Arizona for this year, but Baby Fernandez is already dictating our lives.
Yeah, so Florida, wow, a lot of Florida. Florida's here. Yeah, Paul's saying Arizona.
Yeah.
Eric's saying Arizona by a mile. I mean, these are the top 2 winter destinations for RVers.
So Eric and Paul,
no question.
Since y'all said Arizona, can you give us a little more insight as to why? Because that was our plan for this year.
That's where we were headed. And literally, most people just choose either Florida or Arizona for camping. And this is particularly relevant if you're new to RVing and you're wondering what you're going to do in the winter.
As full-time RVing.
As full-time RVers. And really just as like snowbirds as well.
Yeah.
If you're like an RVer from up north and you want to get away, I mean, those are very, very popular destinations.
I wonder if Arizona is just as busy as Florida is.
There's more space
in the winter,
but I guess it depends on if you're at like quartzsite or not.
Do y'all know the answer to that? Arizona is like obnoxiously over the top booked like Florida?
Yeah, Terrapines is done both. Prefer the swamp to the desert. That's 100% true. I mean, the desert is dead. The swamp is alive. Arizona next to the Colorado River. Yeah. This game. This is a really good question. So, how do you plan for babysitters on the road? Any thoughts?
We don't know the answer to that question.
That's a really good question, and we've not even thought about it.
Like our friends and like Nathan and Marissa and asking those questions. We don't know.
Nathan, Marissa with Less Junk More Journey. We've gotten to talk to them. So
I didn't think to ask that question. I'm going to have to ask.
She's going to have to ask Marissa, like, what's the scoop on that one? Because we have never even thought of that. So thanks
a lot. I think
I
we
hadn't
just
even thought of
assumed
that.
that because baby Fernandez is going to be around, that more of our friends and family are going to come meet us and hang out with us. Which we really assumed that was the case when we got the Airstream.
Oh yeah, when you get an RV, everybody's gonna come stay with you, right? So they say.
We'll throw some shade on our friends and family who have not done that.
You know who
Even
you
though
are.
they said that they would.
You know who you are, friends and family.
We're hoping our mini human will change that.
That's true. They're coming for the mini human, not us. But that's okay.
Okay, so no gators in Arizona. RV Wannabe says Arizona's incredibly busy right now. Okay. So with Arizona, is it like you need to be booking out a year in advance? Kind of like it is Florida right now? Because that's one of the things that we have done over the last couple of weeks is we went ahead and started booking. We booked our trip to Key West. We have booked our trip to Orlando to see Daniel's family.
I guess it goes with my answer then.
Oh.
Keys with reservations or Arizona.
I said both. So we're definitely, because we're still going to have a baby under a year old. We are going to spend next winter in Florida as well, because we're going to continue to have new or pediatric appointments and all that kind of stuff. So it's just going to make more sense for us to be in Florida for next winter. But
really, it's this winter.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know. It's already April.
I know. I cannot get over the fact that
crazy.
When those reservations came in as 2022 and they were like winter reservations, I was like,
yeah,
how is this real?
Paul, you're saying you booked out about 4 months. Yeah. I mean, we booked Florida a year. Well, I guess 8 months in advance. So, I mean, it gets tricky.
We've been doing a lot more. Well, I don't know. This is one of the questions. We've been doing a lot more advanced booking. Just because campgrounds are just so much busier than they were. At least we feel like they are on the East Coast and here in Florida than when we were out west. Like when we were out west, we really didn't have a problem booking.
You could book spontaneously.
Week, even. And maybe that would be the case. Maybe we just haven't had as much luck and want to be a little more planned. But that has not been the case.
Okay, here's a question I am dying to know, because we've started to see some creativity coming out of some of the newer campgrounds, and I'm totally curious as to which one you think is your favorite, right? So some of the newest campground amenities we're seeing are live music and food trucks. So if you had to choose between live music or food trucks for an RV park, which amenity would you prefer? Food trucks or live music at an RV park? And we've started to see both lately. So if you had to pick one, you just thought that was like the coolest thing ever, which one would it be?
Food truck.
Michael's saying food truck. Joe, all the above. I mean, honestly, food trucks, live music, food trucks. Yeah. Food trucks are definitely a thing. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
We have a really
cute
lot
of food truck answers here. Brewery. That's a great answer too.
Yeah, that's a thing.
A beer truck. How about that?
We've seen some of them have like little bars and stuff on them, which are pretty cool.
That's true. Like the one in New Orleans had a built-in bar and restaurant as well.
That's pretty nice.
That was pretty nice. Yeah. I love this answer. This is a really good one as well.
Yep. Christopher, you win for
food truck, support a local business. I mean, honestly, even though the local musicians, they have to be local musicians, of course, obviously. There we go. Yes,
this is real.
What's that?
And a lot of my answer too. So I'm gonna choose live music. I'm from Nashville, so obviously that's a thing.
Yeah.
But Sally, we're plant-based too, and so you're right. A lot of food trucks do not accommodate that.
Yeah.
And you're at that.
And you're at the Grand Old RV outside of Nashville. That is one of our top 10 RV parks. Please make sure you tell them
we love them. They know that we're supposed to be there right now.
We were supposed to be at Grand Old RV Resort right now, but due to circumstances with the baby, we are here in Florida. So make sure you tell them that
Lauren and Daniel said
Lauren and Daniel from Wander Local. We are sending our love to everybody there. That is a family-owned campground, and those people are absolutely amazing.
We pinky promised them that we would bring baby Fernandez by as quickly as we could, so we will be there soon.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next one on here that you want to do?
Let's see here. So this is a really good topic that comes up often, and I know we got a lot of answers last year, but this year might have changed. So, and this is something that most people pick out for their campsites. Would you prefer a Blackstone, which is like a griddle style outdoor grill, or a charcoal grill? Which would you prefer, Blackstone or charcoal grill? Like we're giving away one of these, and maybe we should give away one of these. We might not tonight, but maybe that's probably maybe a good giveaway. We can give away, yeah. I think we should give away one of these soon.
We're gonna have to figure out how to ship that.
That's yeah, Blackstone or charcoal grill.
So Paul says Blackstone. Steve says Blackstone. Alyssa says Blackstone. David and Brenda says Blackstone.
Yeah, Blackstone. I mean, Blackstone has a huge following. Everybody loves.
Brazen and Brit say charcoal, and they have both. That's a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, Christopher, you got the smoker.
Sally, you'll have 3? That's impressive.
Man. Okay, so you have, wow. Yeah, Blackstone. People love their Blackstone.
You're going to have to point one of these out to me at a campground. I don't know what they are.
Just like, they're like, think of a rectangle that's just like all griddle. So like
that you can make pancakes on?
Yeah. So like the glamping
Our friends Glamp Dockers?
Yeah, sorry. Glamp Dockers. Yes, Glamp Dockers got up every morning and made like pancakes and bacon and eggs on the griddle, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So
we have learned that making pancakes in the Airstream is really not quite all that effective.
With the pan we have.
Yeah,
for sure. But I mean, look at this, like Blackstone across the board.
Steve says we need one. Like, that's pretty.
I mean, people feel pretty adamant about having a Blackstone.
Okay.
A giant. I don't even know what a giant is. Is a giant like a what's it? Is a giant like a Komodo grill or something? Maybe. I'm not sure what that is because I like Komodos.
I said I'm an indoor cook.
Hibachi. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna go with charcoal. I like the taste of like the wood charcoal. Yeah. So Brazen Brits is saying you can't recreate the smoky, barbecue flavor.
Okay.
100%. But yeah. Breakfast, I think Blackstone would win in a lot of people's categories.
Obviously.
So Blackstone is clearly the favorite here. So again, if you're new to RVing, don't bother with charcoal because 9 out of 10 campers on this feed recommend a Blackstone. Seriously. That's so true.
Oh, RV Wannabe says you can't fry eggs or pancakes on a charcoal grill. That's very true.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah, it's not. It would definitely not be easy. I mean, yeah.
Okay,
hibachi,
I think this is
true.
a good one that I feel like we can't miss.
Okay, go for it.
What do you prefer? I mean, everybody knows that a sticks and brick shower is better than any kind of RV life shower. But if you had to choose, do you prefer to shower in the RV or the RV, like the campground bathhouse?
Yeah.
Campground bathhouse, shower in your RV.
Yeah.
And go.
And I'll add to that, shower in the RV when you have hookups.
Yeah, that's true. That is like a
because
kind of
nobody likes to shower in the RV when you don't have hookups because you have you have to take a Navy shower, like you're in and out. So
that's true. You
have hookups, so shower in the RV or shower in the campgrounds.
Yeah.
And Joe is saying the RV bathhouses are usually gross, and that is definitely something we hear a lot of as well. That's something that we thought when we first started camping, that the campground showers were absolutely gross.
Yeah.
And you know what? Some of them are disgusting.
Some of them aren't though. We've been in some that are really, really nice. We've been in ones that have heated floors and stuff.
We've been in some really bougie campground showers.
Yeah.
That's true. We've been in
and you definitely get better. Yeah. I mean, your water pressure is almost always guaranteed to be better in
100%
in the bathhouse.
100%. Definitely. We would have never showered in the campground shower when we first started this trip. That has completely changed.
Especially during the winter.
A lot of things, especially during the winter, because it's really hard to have an endless flow of hot water in the winter unless you go to a campground shower. Yep. So that is definitely the caveat.
And if you need a last minute shower and you don't want it to be cold, you kind of have to go to a bathhouse.
Yeah. So I want to hear your answer now.
Okay, I'm still showering in the RV.
So am I. Totally. After all that build up.
Anybody said anything about
after all that build up for the campground shower, we both chose RV.
Oh, hey, Jess. Snow Dog Vlogs. Good evening. Good evening. We are so excited about y'all's trip to Tennessee coming up soon.
Yes. Man. Are we gonna like be able to rendezvous? I think we weren't gonna be able to, right? We're gonna be up
far
north.
north.
Ah, man, we can't wait to see you guys again. We're so.
If you guys are not familiar with the Snow Dogs Vlogs channel, Jess and her husband Jamie are wonderful, and they have the cutest puppies on the entire planet.
In a trailer now.
And
like you got the trailer, so you're RVing it up with some snow dogs.
So you'll have to check out their channel. They're awesome.
With our 3 favorite puppies.
Yes, we haven't got to meet the third one yet, but we cannot wait.
Exactly. So, I mean, definitely.
Real.
They have that. Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I miss those dogs so much.
We don't like to travel with our own dogs. We like to travel with friends' dogs.
Yeah. That's
pretty legit.
We would travel with snow dogs. So if you ever need like babysitters, we're in. I will literally take all of them.
They said we'll find a way this year again. You have to meet Eleanor and we have to meet the Fernandez baby. Yep.
Yeah.
Real. So true.
Oh gosh. If baby meets Eleanor and falls in love, we might end up having a puppy.
We might be with a puppy.
And it might be a snow. We have considered snow dog puppies. We have had.
Oh, they're so cute.
We have had many husky conversations here.
If we were to pick out a puppy, we would want a puppy that could go hiking with us. And
exactly.
Be a part of our RV lifestyle.
I know.
But
I know.
Good stuff. Okay.
What do you think? Should we?
I think you should pick a final
question.
Important question.
Okay. Oof. Ladies pick.
Okay. I am going to pick.
Yeah. Actually, no, you know what? It's been interactive all night, I feel, right? So I feel like we should give the last question to you guys.
Okay.
So how about in this scenario, you guys throw out some questions and we'll pick one for everybody to answer.
A this or that question?
It's a this or that question. Like
about RV life.
About RV life.
Okay.
You guys pick out a this or that question and leave it in the comments. And one of those questions will just be the last question of the evening. I think that's fair, right?
Okay,
so
that seems fair. So we'll give everybody a minute to think of their this or that question.
Think of a question and throw it out there in the comments. And in the meantime, we'll talk about some upcoming things we have.
Well, I have a question that I want to know if anybody else is finding this to be true. So when we did all throughout our first year of RV life, one of the things that when we were booking campgrounds that I thought was great was that hold on, pause.
Leave that up. You keep talking and you leave that up. We love you so much too.
One of the things that I thought was so cool about campground life is that kind of like hotels, when you booked it, you put a credit card on file, there was a small deposit, whatever. And then when you got there, you paid. But what I have found recently with our travels for this year is that in booking almost all of our campgrounds, we are having to not only put one night deposit down,
that's true,
but that I'm paying for the entire stay in advance, and that the fees for cancellation, fees
steep.
Are way steeper. Are y'all finding this too?
Yeah.
Because I was shocked.
You used to have no issues canceling before. They would just reimburse your card, and they're because you have to be somewhat flexible in RVer. But it seems like lately there's not a lot of, at least on the East Coast.
Yeah,
right?
And even for some of our maybe that's just not the case out west. Maybe it's just an East Coast thing. We don't really know. But I was so surprised to find that even for 2-night stays, that they wanted us to pay for everything up front, which is cool. I mean, okay, that's great for the local business and for cash flow, which I totally get. But I was just surprised because we didn't find that at all during the last year when we were traveling out west.
I mean, there was so much flexibility in the last year with booking campgrounds because you kind of need to be. You might stay at a campground and you're like, this is amazing, I want to extend it. So you call and you move your dates or you cancel something.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like they're being as lenient now.
Yeah.
And because demand is so high. So
maybe that is it. Mitchell, thank you. You are awesome.
Honestly.
I'm sorry. I was totally on a rant and curious. But thank you for the super chat. You are awesome.
That is amazing.
We're using all super chats towards the diaper fund since they do not cost $20 and have two.
Yeah, that just bought a year's supply of diapers, right? Love it.
No, not a thing.
Yeah, so I feel ladies' choice.
Okay,
ladies' choice.
We've got some good ones here. And I'm super curious about this because I don't actually.
And this will be a question for everybody. Yeah.
Yep. This is okay. So this is going to be our this or that question. Would you prefer to stay the night at a Walmart or a Harvest Host?
Both are free.
Well,
so,
technically, you have to pay
guess,
for your subscription with Harvest Host.
Yeah, but it's only like a one-time fee per year, right?
Yeah, it's still not... like $80 or something versus it being completely free at Walmart.
That's true. That's a good point.
So
that's a good point. Yeah, Walmart is free unless something happens to your RV in the parking lot. Then it's not. You just
obviously Walmart is not a local business, and therefore
no. You can tell we hate Walmart because we're like all local everything, obviously, and Walmart is like the devil.
No,
so,
I mean Walmart has some local products. We've had this conversation.
Walmart's
before.
the devil. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, then we know what your answer is.
Yes.
So one of the things that I would say about like
it employs a lot of people. It's the world's largest employer of people.
This is true.
Yeah.
But one of the things that's nice about Walmart is that a lot of them are like right off the interstate.
That's true, and they have huge parking lots.
And they have big parking lots.
Yeah, and I will add the caveat here because I don't want you to think that you can stay in any Walmart. Some Walmarts actually no longer allow you to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to definitely check with the Walmarts.
Hey, Eric, I like this comment a lot.
I mean, that is Eric. Eric is like spot on. And Eric, my friend, that has happened so many times to one of us. I'm not saying which one, but definitely it's happened to one of us at some Harvest Hosts around the country. I mean,
Okay, Barbara says she's trying Harvest Host for the first time for her summer trip to Denver.
Yeah.
You're going to love it. It is really cool. We have stayed at some of the neatest, most like unique little spots with Harvest Host.
Yeah.
So I'm going to choose Harvest Host for all of the reasons. But the only thing I will say that I think is a negative about Harvest Host is they're not really convenient for one night stops. And that's what they're designed to be. Because usually you have to drive like sometimes you'll find one that's really close to the interstate.
Walmart is so convenient. I mean,
but usually you have to drive like 15 minutes
for the purpose of literally just making it a one night stopover.
Yeah,
Walmart is definitely going to be more convenient. There's no question. It's hard to argue that. Harvest Host is not always like yeah. I mean that's essentially spot on. Yeah, alpaca stuff is awesome. Not really. She got the socks, but yeah, totally.
That is a good point though about Harvest Host. They are quote unquote free, but there is an expectation that you spend money at the Harvest House, which obviously we are huge proponents of. Everything, we love local businesses, and that's what pretty much that's what they all are. But most people will tell you that they typically spend at least what they would at a regular campground, if not more, when they visit a Harvest Host. Yeah. So it may or may not be as budget friendly as like.
I know it's the opposite of wandering local. It's I mean, like it's just our thing. Like we're always gonna stay at Harvest Host just because we'll also like film, ideally that location as well and share it with you guys. So,
Matt asks if we ever stayed at a Walmart. The answer is no.
We have not. So we have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah. Daniel is not wrong in saying that we are really not Walmart fans. There's nothing in the whole world that is all bad.
No,
but
no, for sure.
We have not stayed at Walmart.
Yeah. Nothing against people who love Walmart. It's
just not our jam.
Good prices, convenient parking. It's hard to argue that. I think there's always going to be pros and cons to absolutely everything.
Yeah, truth.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is our super fun edition of This or That. We appreciate y'all playing and hanging out with us tonight because this was super fun.
Yeah. We've got upcoming things we've got going on. We've got baby coming up. Obviously, it's like the biggest thing, right? Like, what the heck's going on with that? We don't know. We're just going to film it all. And it's going to be an absolute S show because we're going to look like this is the freshest we will probably look.
This is the cutest we're going to look like for the next couple of weeks. And then that's it.
Yeah. So
you're going to see like a lot of really dirty hair.
Daniel Jefferson's like, it's the best hair ever. We're going to look rough. You're going to be like, man, they need some sleep probably. Guess what everybody says. So
who knows? Maybe we're going to crush this thing.
We're going to crush it. We're going to crush this baby thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're going to document it so you guys can see us crushing it. No, that
Oh, silliness.
And then we're headed up
silliness.
to do the Airstream rally in July.
Yes. So if
Yep.
you are an Airstreamer and you don't
Yeah.
know anything about the Wally,
Beanham.
it's bad that we don't know
spot.
how
You know the
to.
spot.
I know. I can't say it. I would say it wrong.
It's a club.
It's the
Yeah,
Wally
yeah.
WBCC, right? Whatever. It's the Airstream Club. It's awesome.
Yeah.
We attended last year at the Lebanon Rally. There were over 800 Airstreams, and we got some inside scoop last week or the week before.
It's over 1,000.
That there are over 1,000
Already.
Airstreams that are already planning on being there, and it's going to be in Freiburg, Maine. It is the last weekend, or it's like right at the very end of July. And it is a week. It's going to be so much freaking fun. So if you are an Airstreamer and haven't made a plan to go, Google it because it's going to be very, very fun.
But just know that we are planning meetups now. We just have to get the baby on board with this. They're going to be on board literally because they have no choice. And there's going to be some cool meetups. We're going to be going to Chicago in October for the marathon.
Yep.
So that's going to be crazy. If you haven't seen our New York City Marathon video, it's amazing. Jeff Slap was on here. He shared his story in that video. And again, that will be all about you guys as well.
Yep.
For the next marathon.
Real. But Michael asks a very important question.
I mean, that mullet was ridiculously awesome. It's growing in here.
That's not a mullet.
No, it's
not growing in a mullet.
No, it's not growing in. I mean,
I happened to the mullet.
Yeah,
I could not handle the mullet any longer.
it was so awesome.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, maybe it'll return for Chicago.
Yeah.
Probably not. You see that? That's the no mullet phase right there. So that might have been the last of the mullet.
Yeah, after it got that, like if you haven't seen the New York City video where we run the marathon, Daniel had the most obnoxious mullet
and tiny American
time.
Flag shorts and all the epicness.
When he got his haircut, people were literally staring through the windows, like looking and being like, what is this human doing to his head? Man. I know I'm not.
Bam, Steve, for the win. There you go. There you go. So.
But Steve, you said your classic won't be offline by then. You can still come.
Absolutely. Actually, we had people show.
We had people who joined last year that were waiting on their Airstreams and just got a hotel nearby. It was really fun still.
And it's a great way to meet, a bunch of RVers, really. I mean, at the end of the day, you're just a bunch of cool people.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun.
RVers are the coolest.
Real. But, all right. Well, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us tonight. This was super fun. Like we always mention, make sure you wander local this week. As you know, it's good for the soul.
Thank you all for joining us.
Night, guys.
Have a wonderful evening.